Visual Studio.
Yeah.
Sounds like Frank.
We got a Frank. We got a Visual
Frank.
Studio. Oh well, he's probably one too.
Big one. Big one. Big one.
He knows about it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Frank
he-
too. Visual Studio. We have bigots, and we're kind of like that's. Everybody has their area. We like that. We kid them, but we love them, and we need a good Apple bigot.
Speaking of,
Which
This is
we have some
Jorge.
pseudo Apple bigot. New member. This is we hadn't introduced ourselves. Jorge is a new member. Sanchez. And he's from Colombia.
Yes, I'm from Colombia. Yes.
Yeah. Now, wasn't Vicente
yeah,
from
yeah.
Colombia?
No, he's
Venezuela.
Oh, Lord.
Vicente Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah.
Or Gonzalez. Gonzalez, yeah.
Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Well, good. Welcome, and
Thank you.
good to have you here. And I'll send you the meeting notice like you saw, and away we go. Okay, let's introduce myself. I'm Jim, club president.
Marcus Davis,
What's going on, Marcus?
Dodo.
Dodo?
Dodo. What's going on? Voice.
Voice
That's what I've been
synthesizer.
working on. Yeah, so we'll find out more about it in a few minutes.
Okay.
How about that?
He's going to do a presentation, so he just mentions it as we go around because we want to do a quick go around.
Leroy
Vice
Miller.
President.
Okay.
I got more voice
He
thingies.
he always got his light.
Voice synthesizer. Okay.
He's
James.
He's overachiever.
Anything happened, James?
No, not just last week. No. I'm
No fun, just work.
Just,
Bye.
just you.
Everyone.
Huh?
Okay.
You don't know him better.
Steve Jones. I'm learning far more about Samba than I ever should.
Now Samba is
Samba is it stands for Session Message Block. It's the way of communicating files over a network that Windows prefers. Samba and CIFS are effectively the same thing. And NFS is better, of course, but sometimes you've got to have a Linux box that talks Samba.
he's our Linux bigot. I still say Unix. So
Unix. My first certifications were on Sun and something else, SCO Unix. And yeah, so that's going back a while.
There's a link in the meeting notes about the IRS migration to Linux.
Yeah, sweet. I didn't know about it.
Well, it's not happening very well. It's
Blowing up again.
It's a goat opportunity.
Well, anything that the IRS tries to change breaks.
The government or the
Yeah.
IRS. Yeah, select one.
Yeah.
And this is our new guy, Jorge. Okay.
Yeah, Gail. None here mainly. Last time I did programming, it was with punch cards. So, you know the cards.
I have an old Mountain Data card reader if you ever wanted it.
So,
You're welcome to it.
That's a sick thing to say.
That's when that was my first programming class.
Gosh.
But he would be the one, except maybe Leroy would have one. No. He probably has the original program on cards, though, right, Leroy? Did you say no?
no,
You're not saying-
cards were way before my
card
time.
get out and it wouldn't run.
I used a punch card.
Tape maybe, but not cards.
I did cards. I did do cards.
Okay, so you guys ready to go?
I can go.
I turn it over.
You want to go? I'll go because you'll fill it in. You'll fill in the after hour stuff. Who knows how long it can take you?
I thought you should go first.
Thank
yes.
you.
So,
Can I cost?
the three little dots.
Got it. And I
Go
got the
down to cast.
I got there.
Oh, are you connected to our router?
Nope.
Well,
That'll do it.
You need to do that.
Yeah, really. That's
You
right.
need to do that first.
Did you reconnect? He needs to connect to you. You need to set you up first so you can.
Nah, I'm just leaving it.
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Which what is it? What's the?
HB.
BT dash.
Oh,
something?
okay, got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
I've had that changed a couple of times, but it reverts itself back. So HT_B 6 something blah blah blah.
There it is. We got it.
No password.
Good. There we go.
and then go up to
Meeting
your
TV.
3 little dots.
I got it. Meeting TV.
Yep.
Got it.
And
That's me.
if you just cast, if you want to cast the desktop,
I did.
you gotta click on.
Oh, I thought I did. But it didn't take.
There's when you.
Let's let Marcus lead us in the moment of silent prayer. No, lead us in this.
I am. I got to get hooked up first, there, buddy.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and.
You must have just
Well, that's fine.
you must have just woke up because
I've
me and Leroy over here communicating.
When
He's-
you when you click cast,
Yeah.
you see where it says cast to in the drop down.
Are you intimating I'm not paying attention? I'm doing something else,
You were.
like I normally do.
It's like
And
both
it seemed to
screens,
be
full screen.
unconscious.
Oh, you guys can't see that. It says here.
Cast.
It says
Too many wires. Okay, so if you click right, click back.
go back there.
Well, that's what I would
Click
use.
cast to. Click the drop down.
I did that desktop.
Cast desktop. Click meeting TV. Click cast. And
There we go. Yeah. Whoa.
You just go with
there you go.
Yeah.
Share your desktop. There you go.
Ah,
Okay,
cool.
gotcha. I've seen the switches.
It's a little bit more complicated when you want to share the entire desktop.
Alrighty, boys and girls. I just got a small PowerPoint. What I'm going to be showing today is I started working, and just give you a little background on the reason why I did this. Start working with this text-to-speech processor. I showed this big project a while back ago that I was working on, so I've been working on this project, and one of the things I've been working on is these little beacons that allow me to sort of determine where a person is in the house, say for example. So while I'm testing this thing, I started saying, okay, this is driving me crazy. How much? Because I like go somewhere and see if it actually transmitted. So I start making these beeps. So these 2 beep would indicate that it entered the room. 1 beep said it exited the room. Okay, so now what happens when I have it in several rooms? So I don't know what room it is. So I said, okay.
Makes nice music.
Yeah, so I said, how can, so the reason why really I'm going to this speech synthesizer thing is because now I can have the sensor that detects that beacon in a certain room say, I'm in the living room, I'm in the family room, I'm in the office, blah, blah. So now, and part of the thing, Leroy got on me because I put it in a case and everything. One of the things that I do, I sort of try to take the thing to the project standpoint. So when I'm doing it, I'm going to put it in service and I'm going to be testing it. And one of the things I found out about these things, they lock up sometime. So, and I won't get into that right now, but one of the things I'm thinking I'm going to have to do is put like an FTP or something like that to shut it down and turn it back on. But anyway, here is the, let me run that silly thing. Okay, so here's my design, previous. Okay, so basically what we have, this is the design, this is what's in this box. I'll go ahead and pass this around while I'm doing that. My mouse.
Okay, so this.
This is, if you look at the diagram up here,
Oh,
my mouse has gone nuts. Hello.
It doesn't.
Oh,
it's
it-
there.
Oh, it's
It's
just,
just
I just got
fast.
it. Oh boy.
You need a big mouse pointer. You need a bigger pointer,
Well, I can't, that was not even working right.
so to speak.
No, it's not even, I don't know, it must probably due to the casting.
Get nauseous.
Yeah. So anyway, on the left side, of course, is ESP 8266, MCU. And then in the middle there was something I didn't anticipate when I started this mess, and Leroy shaking his head because he's already ran into everything that anybody could ever run into. So it's this level converter thing. So what happens is the ESP 8266 actually runs on 3.3 volts, as we all know. However, the speed synthesizer runs on 5 volts. So in order to communicate with that thing via the serial connection, I had to translate the voltage. So I found this little device that has actually 4 channels. So that L1, H1 is sort of like channel 1, and then you have channel, L2 is channel 2. And I only needed 2 channels because I need the receive and the send. Makes sense? So we got this receive and the send to communicate with the, I'm sorry, my pointer's not working. So it's really a simple connection. So you just hook the ground to 5 volts, and then you have your serial in and your serial out and serial in. So it's really simple connection. Once you finally get the converter put in there. so I modified this so I could do a demo, and I'll run the demo soon. But basically, how I'm using this device is I'm using. Oh, my mouse is working. I'm using it with MQTT. So I'm actually using it in a bigger system. So to communicate with it, I'm actually publishing this thing, and this is 4517, happens to be my house number, and I just use that, no big deal. I mean, it's in the house, and then talk 1. So that's my topic, and then all you have to do is transfer text. You put a suffix in as a prefix, a prefix of an S, and then with whatever text, whatever you want to say. Let's go back, sorry. So, I mean, oops, I don't get there yet. Previous. So, leave the mouse alone because it's causing me problems.
Yeah, if you're going to use the mouse, use your screen.
Look at your screen. Don't look at
at up there.
Look at your screen, not
And
the
the mouse
cast.
on your screen.
Oh.
Looking up there's delete.
Oh, it'll eventually get there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. Okay,
Well, I
so
want you to be crazier than me.
if I keep clicking it.
I hope.
Okay, I'm gonna use my other mouse then, since you guys got me straight now. Okay, so anyone that's familiar with the MQTT, you need this broker thing. So I have a broker, it's already configured, and that's the IP address for the broker. So I publish to this, and then the 8266 is actually sitting over here listening. So it picks up the topic, and then it strips off the topic and grabs the payload, which is the text, and it sends it over to the text-to-speech symbol. So it's basically that simple. It really is that simple.
Do you kind of have any idea what he's talking about there, the module? Okay, I can communicate with him because I.
That's right. He's going to translate.
Yeah, let me translate where you might have a chance. This is on the internet, right?
Yeah, it hooks up. It's all Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, and this is located on the internet or locally?
Nope, it's local. That's local.
It's local at your home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's talking to this guy, which is an IoT thing, Internet of Things.
This thing right here.
Okay. And then you're supposed to be able to turn stuff on and off using Wi-Fi. That's what this is for. IoT is Internet of Things, so you can use Wi-Fi to turn it on and off. And he's talking to this thing. This is just an adapter to talk to this guy.
It's a level convert. It's a level shift.
Level shift, like 5 volts to 3 volts. So, okay. So that gets you the big picture. NQTT is just a way of talking to a device without writing your own way to talk to each other. Writing send to X, and X means this. This guy handles that. Is that a little better? Nah, no.
Just
it'll take you a while.
I don't know nothing.
So anyway, I mean that's basically how it functions. And this is basically the command set of communicating with the they call it the eMic 2, which is basically that little processor here, and I'll tell you it's pretty expensive too. But anyway, so all I'm doing right now is sending. I told you it has to have a prefix of S, and then the information that you actually want to speak. And again, going back, is that all I'm doing is sending text. That makes sense, right? Just
like serial text.
Right, just sending text. If I want to say hello, Marcus, I just put in text hello, Marcus, and send hello, Marcus, and it'll speak that.
Convert that to
speech.
audible.
Right.
Speech.
Okay. And it has a lot of other things here. And actually, I'm going to run the demo too, because what I did is that in order to make it so I can actually let you hear it speak, is that there's a D. If you put a D0, send a D0 serially to it, it'll actually go through this whole demonstration of what it actually can do and what it can say and all that stuff. So we will hear that. One of the cool things about it is that it has how many voices? 8 voices. It has 8 voices. And actually kind of 9 really, but and then it has, you can actually set the volume, so you can go up in, I don't know how many steps, but from minus 48 dB to 18 dB, so it's a pretty big step. And you can also change the pitch of how fast it actually says things, so it's actually pretty neat. It actually also communicates, so you can, if you tell it to say something, it'll send back a question mark or
Oh my
colon.
God, Deck Talk.
Yeah.
Oh
Remember that,
my
huh?
God, I did Deck Talk. Ooh.
And it also does Spanish. It also
Oh,
speaks.
see,
It also speaks.
Castellanian,
Castellanian.
Castilian,
Yep.
Spanish,
Latin
and
Spanish.
Latin Spanish.
Yep. So it actually does Spanish too. I don't speak Spanish, so I couldn't tell you if it was right or wrong. So
I
yeah.
don't either.
So the board itself is pretty expensive. And that's actually, you may be able to find it $10 cheap. He's like, coronary, I can never pay that much. Yep. Hey, you want to play with the big boys, you got to pay like the big boys.
But is it good?
Couldn't find it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well,
So
we're actually going to compare it to the cheap Chinese, because I've got the cheap Chinese version.
Is it better than the 8-bit version that you had?
You've heard it. It was in the Hero, so yeah.
Oh, that was much better.
I'm going to hook it up now. We're going to hear him. I think it's a he speak. I don't think
Does it have Darth Vader though?
No. Come on. This thing.
You'll be able to hear the difference.
Yeah. Actually, I want to make sure I get the speaker hooked up first before powered up. So I have it on power up. It'll actually start to talk. Wait a minute. What did you do? What did I do? Oh, that's right. That's for the other speaker. I'm confused. Let's see. All right, here we go.
Hello everyone. My name is Emmett2. I am the next generation text-to-speech module created by Grand Idea Studio. I can whisper very quietly. I can change to one of 9 voices. For example, from Paul to Harry to Denise
to Wendy.
I can also increase my pitch and increase my pitch again. Then speak faster and even faster and even faster again, and then go back to normal.
So the one of the things I've been doing is that when I put
Hello everyone.
it's
My
going to do
name
it.
is
It's going to do it
Emmett2.
again.
I am the next.
So this is
generation
this light goes
text-to-speech
red
module created
anytime
by
it's
Grand
actually
Idea
speaking.
Studio.
And
I can
one of the things I've been doing, Leroy, is that when I
can
box
change
these
to
things
one
up,
of 9
since
voices.
sometimes I'm still
For
programming,
example,
I
from
put all these little holes in
to
here so I
Harry
can see all the little
to Denise.
LEDs that are on the board.
I can
Just like,
also
instead of being able to have to
increase my
open it
pitch
back up in order to
and increase
figure
my
out what's
pitch
going
again.
on. So
Then speak faster and even faster and even faster again, and then go back to normal.
Back to normal.
yeah, so it's not bad. It's not bad. Some words, I found some words like my name, I actually have to go in and instead of putting MARCUS, if I put MAARCUS,
Yeah, exactly.
it sounds more audible.
Draws the A.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds better. So, but besides that, most of the things I've actually played with, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get into a way that I could just keep sending, which I'm sure Leroy will be able to do. I wasn't able to just keep sending different things to it because I've already sort of been playing with it, and I set it up as MQTT, and I didn't think I could set it up in here. Oh.
Yeah.
I am the
No,
next
you-
generation
you could,
text-to-speech
but it
module
would-
created
Yeah,
by
it's
Grand
just
Idea
right,
Studio.
yeah. So anyway, any questions about that? I am going to turn it over to Leroy,
I
but
can
that's
change to one of
but-
9 voices. For example,
so.
the very.
Yeah, the natural reader, I had the same
I
thing. I
can
used it a
also
lot. I
here's
converted
my
books
And
with
then
chapters and you would change letters, just
Right.
use a different letter.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's exactly. So my goal is, of course, is that I'm doing all this IoT stuff. So I can actually have this sitting anywhere, and if I want a certain device to speak, I just I send the information to here. So any device that's in that IoT realm can actually speak.
Yeah.
So right, I mean, so that's the reason why I did it. I originally started to do the MQTT.
I did MQQT on the Raspberry Pi for the same reason,
Right.
because you can make the Raspberry Pi talk.
Right.
So any device could send it and tell it to talk.
Right, and I think that's sort of the nice thing about it. And once you start, you sort of, it's like, we always talk about distributed and what's the other one, when before everything centralized. Yeah, everything was like, the computers were all centralized, and then they started distributing stuff and went to client server. And this is sort of what this is. It's sort of that client server mentality where you don't have something that you have only a single address to. You can address information and send it where you want to. So it makes it pretty nice.
Can I use your speaker?
Yes,
Because
you-
I know that I've got a bad cable.
You want.
Does it need to be plugged
Yeah,
in?
yeah. Power there, and then don't do what I did. The other one's good for the
Let's.
second speaker.
Then I'll probably need power from you,
Okay, well, you can have this.
because I don't
There
have
you go.
enough power.
That's work.
I don't have enough power. I need more power.
I need more power.
So I know I've got a bad cable. I would use it if I had to. So, cost on that, what he's got is about $60. That's the low price. That's the lowest I've ever seen it for, ever. It usually sits like right around $99.
I've seen it 79. I've seen it.
Yeah, it's usually quite a bit more. So Adafruit's got it for $60, and SparkFun has it for $60. And it's a really, really good speech synthesizer, and it is very, very well documented and very easy to use. Conversely, we have the XFS 5152 Chinese knockoff.
Cost me $1.50.
It was a bit more than $1.50, but cheap. You'll pay anywhere between $12 and $16 for this board. So basically, you can get either 3 or 4 of them for the same price as one of those. The quality is noticeably different, but not horrible. It still has it has 5 voices, 7 voices. It doesn't have as many voices. There's 2 female voices, and I think 4 male voices. It definitely has a Chinese accent, even in the artificial voices. It has either a serial interface, UART, like that, I2C, or SPI interface. So you can interface it pretty much with anything, only nobody has ever documented how to interface it with I2C or SPI.
That's a problem.
So there is a Chinese PDF that tells about it, and when you translate it, pretty much every other word is the same word, and it doesn't make any sense. So I found a guy who actually got this to work on YouTube, and I took his program and I expanded it a little bit to do more of a demo like that. So
Were you using I2C or?
no, it's
No, it's
UART.
because you couldn't get the other stuff.
It's not. I used the wrong.
Did
I
you?
probably used the wrong.
No, you
one.
got the right one. That's the right one. Yeah, that's the right one.
And
I hear
yours
something.
means TTL RS-232.
No, it's not RS-232. It's just TTL. You are.
TTL is just describing
Wow.
the
Just 5 volts.
Okay.
Just 5 volts, right? Yeah.
But
RS-232
RS-232 really is too. That's true.
Well, it shifts.
It's-
It's a different shifting of the.
It's-
Okay, I'll start it up.
Who is it?
Yeah, really. Oh,
So this one also has.
I am the XFS 5152 speech synthesizer. I will play sounds now.
oh, definitely.
Message
changes.
tones.
There's voices that are better. Yep, that's just the default voice.
Okay, get up.
It's got
Does it have gas or burping or?
Ringtones.
Like I'm watching a Bugs Bunny cartoon or something.
That's a demo.
it's got a ton of just
Oh,
oddball
different
sounds in
sounds.
it.
They just added stuff in there, probably. Yeah.
They got pretty good quality tones.
They have real good tones.
It's worth $12 just for the sounds. I mean,
It's not
Oh, those
speaking.
sounds are really nice.
yeah, it's worth $12
That sounds
just
like
for
a
the sound.
doorbell.
Crystal clear.
I like that one. I don't know where that one came from, but
It's ethereal.
yeah, they ripped off everybody.
I know, that's right. God.
Alarm tones.
Whoa.
You're here for the important part.
These are canned sounds,
These are, yeah.
and you can call each one of them.
I don't know. I didn't count how many sounds there were. It's got to be 200.
You know how to call them up? You can get I like the
See,
sound.
there's no list of what they are either, so
You have to go through and find out what the code is for them.
There we go.
yeah,
I was waiting for the Star Trek red alert.
Every old movie.
yeah. They
Check 1.
Robbie the
Battery
robot.
is 77% charged.
this is supposed to be a female voice.
Check 2.
Definitely got a
Battery is
Chinese accent,
35%
but
charged.
understandable. I mean,
Sounds like Alvin.
Check 3.
Yes.
Chipmunks.
Battery is
Yeah,
78% charged.
she's understandable though.
Check 4.
Much better than
Battery
the
is
default voice.
84% charged.
84%.
Check 5. Battery is 86% charged. Check 6.
Part of this is
Battery is 81%
the other guy's
charged.
demo too. I got it to
7.
stop this.
Battery is 25% charged.
Probably let it go too long.
Check 8.
Now you're
Battery
sending
is
strings from
45%
where
charged.
to that?
Check 9. Battery is 54%
So it works a
charged.
little bit different than the EMAC.
Check 10.
You
Battery
actually
is
have to send
38%
commands to it to get it to do
I'm
this.
feeling
But it is
sleepy.
text to speech, so you just send
Check
once
11.
you send the right
Battery
commands
is
to tell it
73%
what voice
charged.
and whatever to
Check
use.
12. Battery
just
is
send
18%
a
charged.
string to it and
I whisper. I speak loud. I speak really slow. I can speak really fast.
I am Saiwaran, an artificial female voice. I am the recommended male voice
that's
for long time. This is the male voice for many people.
that's the one
I
I kind
am
of like.
Madeline, a female human voice.
That's not
I
bad.
am Donald, the artificial male voice. Duck. I am the NBN artificial girl's voice.
Some of these
123 kilometers, 123 meters, 123 inches, 1,402. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 123,456,759.
There's different commands to tell. So I've if we looked at the program, I wrote the same string of characters out, but there's different commands on how it's going to pronounce that. So in one, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the other number command tells it to say 1 million, whatever that was.
Oh, okay. All right. So you can't put in a 4-digit number and it knows what to do with that 4-digit number. You have to preface it with something.
Well, if you don't preface it with something, it's probably just going to say 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
If you want it to actually format it, it will actually format it correctly depending upon what you say. And there's an abbreviation. That was what the what it say kilometers.
Right.
And miles,
Right.
and something else. There's an abbreviation command, so it actually in the code it says 123 km,
Right.
or 123 mi, which is miles.
Right.
So it actually set out
It knows. Okay.
the long word instead of the.
Right.
It's still pretty rudimentary though, so it doesn't recognize all the abbreviations. And of course, it does Chinese. I didn't say it to do Chinese.
And that was the funny thing when I started looking for these. I was like, when I would go on, looking, is this mean going to come as means it only speaks Chinese, or does it actually? It's so.
I grabbed this one because I saw it was cheap, but I saw the other guy's video, and when it was speaking English, I said, okay,
yeah,
I can deal with that. It's not great, but for the price,
right.
It'll still talk.
Yeah.
Definitely has an Oriental.
It is
Asian
very Chinese. It
doesn't sound like Kentucky.
No, it does not sound like Kentucky. I did a little slightly different demo for the EMIC. You've already heard how much better it is. Come on, talk.
Hello everyone. My name is Emmett2. I am the next generation text-to-speech module created by Grand Idea Studio. I can
He's whispering.
I can change to one of 9 voices. For example, from Paul
So it's
to Barry
the same
to
demo.
Denise.
The wind.
I can also increase my pitch and increase my pitch.
Yeah, and
again.
one of the things about
And speak faster,
changing the
and
pitch
even
and all that,
faster, and even
all you
faster,
do is
and
these
then go
characters
back
that
to
you
normal.
put in between.
Yeah.
can
So if you
even
have a
sing
string,
song.
you just put a like almost an escape character in there. And so it's real easy to he's singing. That's right.
He can sing
He can
because
That sounds familiar.
because he can change the pitch.
Yeah. And they actually have a command. You just put the command in, it'll sing whatever
That's
comes
all I
through.
did.
It'll sing.
But the commands that you use depend on if it's set for DEC or if it's set for Epson.
That's right. Exactly.
How does he sing? How does he get the tune?
It's just text, but you
actually that particular one is, I believe that's a DEC voice singing that. So it's got all the DEC commands which are preferenced inside of the brackets.
What do you mean DEC? I'm sorry.
DEC talk.
Digital Equipment Corporation.
DEC talk.
DEC talk in
Gotcha.
1980.
So,
DEC talk.
still, that was the tune from Bicycle Built for Two. How did he know that?
Because it's already programmed inside of that. That's just a demo, but they're changing the pitch.
Okay.
On the fly.
Okay.
DEC used to use escape sequences.
Right.
I think
That's
what it is. Escape sequences to the same thing they did in printing. You use an escape sequence to set printer not ready and all that crap. They use escape sequence.
It's a bunch of commands prefaced inside of some brackets that say speed, pitch, volume, so it can adjust on the fly what it's doing. And somebody set for a long time figuring it out.
Coded it, yeah.
But if you want to play Happy Birthday instead of
You can do
Bicycle, You can do it by.
By doing pretty much the same thing by enclosing, if you know what pitches you need and everything. It's kind of beyond what I would do because I am not that good at pitch.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You just you basically just put in, you get the words, get the text, and then you just start playing with it. You start putting in things in there. That
You have to know the escape sequences.
Yeah, and I have actually, this is pretty well documented.
Yeah,
It's pretty well
The
documented.
EMIC is really well documented,
Yeah.
and Deck Talk is extremely well
As soon as I
documented.
heard that, I thought of that.
But conversion, that thing wherever it is, it has almost no documentation to it.
What's that called?
That is an XFS 5152. It's roughly the same size as the
Yeah.
EMIC.
One of the
Um,
newscasters in Dayton lost his voice about a year ago, 2 years ago.
This is the one he's
And
now.
he's using a voice synthesizer to say his news.
This is what they're saying.
Oh.
WHIO, there's a newscaster who's very popular. He was-
Speech synthesizers have
and
gotten
he's using speech-
way
He's
better.
using it every
He's
night.
up to Rev 2 of his speech synthesizer. It sounds almost like him. They use his original voice patterns to
One,
develop a later
two,
version
Wow.
of it.
3,
So is that the
And
6
WHIO
o'clock?
is
six, 7, 8,
He does
9,
he
10,
does mainly
alert,
the political
alert.
side, so he's
Okay.
not there all the
Alert.
time.
Okay.
But most of the time
Two.
he's there.
Okay.
Giamatti?
I don't know
One,
what time.
two.
No.
Giamatti?
Well, if everybody
Who
would
does them?
Yeah.
calm
Yeah.
down again,
So is-
they
is
would
that
hear
the-
this thing.
Is that that
Yeah.
one?
Uh-huh.
Jamie out of
Jamie
Washington.
Dupree. No, is it Jamie Dupree?
One.
I think it
Out
is.
of Washington. He's the
Three.
correspondent.
Yeah,
I'm paying it.
I think he's in Washington. He lost
Hey,
his
there's
voice.
another thing over here
You
talking.
would have not told me that, I would have never known.
What's that one?
yellow, purple, abort,
Pay attention to me.
activate,
Pay
begin,
attention.
deactivate, destruct,
Um,
go, move,
This is called
on,
the Big
open,
Buddy Talker.
pull,
Oh, I remember that.
push,
Oh.
reset, run, stop,
It's all canned,
January,
Wow.
February, March,
but that's why it sounds so good. It's all
June,
canned.
July, August,
It started
September,
off as
October,
the
November, December,
Word
Monday,
Plus
Tuesday,
Shield for the
Wednesday,
Arduino.
Thursday,
Then it turned into
Friday,
the Little
Saturday,
Buddy Talker,
Sunday,
and then it turned into
AM,
the Big Buddy Talker.
PM, date,
It's got like
day,
1,000-ish
month,
words
o'clock,
in it,
time,
and the
year,
guy that actually
0,
created
1,
this thing
2, 3,
took other
4,
people,
5,
let everybody
6,
suggest
7,
words to put
Wow.
into it.
9, 10,
It's got plenty of
11,
words,
12, 13, 14,
possible projects,
15,
but not
16,
necessarily the
17,
ones that we
18,
need.
19, 20,
It's funny as I'm
30,
still on dips.
40,
Isn't that funny? I mean, wow.
60,
You,
70,
if you
80,
actually had
90,
the programmer to
100,
do that, you could
1000,
make your own words
million,
for it. So.
north, east,
Um,
south, west,
they're single right.
up,
They're single right
down,
bit. So,
Yeah.
left,
I never
right,
see those on. Wow.
backward,
but
forward, happy, sad, angry, AC, amps, Celsius,
I've
city, cubic,
I've
DC, degrees,
I've got the word 100 shield. I've got the Little Buddy Talker, and I've
frequency,
got
giga,
this.
gram, height,
I just like it.
hertz,
It's
humidity,
got a nice,
inches,
clean sounding
kilo,
voice.
length, light, liter,
Uses an
measure,
SPI interface, so
meters,
it'll work
micro,
with almost
milli,
everything.
minutes, nano,
Um,
Newton, night,
it-
ohms,
It doesn't care if it's
Beacon,
3 volts or
pitch,
5 volts. It
pounds, radius,
prefers 5
rate,
volts, but it
seconds,
doesn't care.
sound, speed,
Um,
temperature, volts, watts, weight, alarm, alert,
So
detected, intruder, security, system, warning,
when it gets to the
clockwise,
alphabet,
counter, divide,
he changed it up a
equals,
little bit
minus,
for this
multiply,
board.
not,
Um,
plus,
so
square
it's
root,
got
a, ahead,
alphabets from
altitude,
other
am,
countries.
and,
He's also got
are,
a male
area,
voice
at,
in there, but
axis,
it's basically
back,
all female
e,
voice.
bearing,
And then the very last
button,
thing, he's got the
by,
somebody screaming.
portion, change, check,
The very last
close,
word is somebody
condition,
screaming.
contact,
We don't have to go
critical,
through all of it.
door, empty, end,
He's got
environment, falling,
he's got things like room names, stuff like that. So I mean,
How do you address them? It's just because I'm sure it's a lookup. So you put a number in or
okay. So it was all when he first did that. it was all lookup table, and I did not like that, so I wrote a library. So now it's easy. You just put the word in. So you can make your own sentences in a more natural way, and it will look it up in the lookup table and still do it. It's a little, it's better, but it's still not
perfect. Yeah.
perfect. But that's that. You can look at that if you want to. It's basically chips. I don't know if this is going to work because I didn't try it.
You just grabbed it out of the.
I did. I just grabbed it out of the box.
As soon as I heard it, I thought of the movie. I turned to him.
This is a Raspberry Pi Zero W with a Phi board on it, and I've got eSpeak, speech synthesizer, which Linux people know. It's pretty good. At one point, I actually had that set up to use it like a MQTT thing, where it would just, I could send it a command and it would just say it. I don't know if it'll connect to, if it won't connect to that router, then I probably can't show it off. I don't remember if I set it up for this router or not. But as far as lower cost, $10 normal price, another $10, so $20 plus the SD card, whatever that would end up costing, so 20, 25, $30. So about half the cost, maybe. I don't know if I can do this or not.
So you got an MQTT client in your phone?
No. I had a SSH client.
Oh, okay.
But that was on my tablet. And I don't see it anywhere. It didn't show up. So it may not be connected. It's pretty easy to set up, and it sounds pretty good if you want a low cost, something that won't cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
And you just need to hear it. Yep, it didn't show up, so I didn't set it up for this router. It's alright.
What sort of price range for the Big Buddy thing?
I believe the Big Buddy thing's like right at $20.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Maybe 25.
And that comes with the program chip?
Yes. Yeah, it was 20 or 25 bucks. I don't really remember what I paid for that. The cheap Chinese one that's on the higher end, the $16 one, actually comes with, instead of having the speaker thing broken out, it actually is mounted on it. So it might actually be worth paying an extra few bucks for that. I don't know. Otherwise, as far as I can tell, it's exactly the same board.
So it has an amp on there too.
But otherwise, like I said, as far as I can tell, it's the exact same board. We're not running an amp through that though. It's not amplified. The speaker itself is amplified.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. I guess that's all I got. I've got the old original EMIC. That was in my box. Actually, in 2015, a long time ago, I did an article that I posted in the corners on low-cost speech synthesizers. And one of them was similar to this idea, only using a $2 MP3 player. So you encode all your stuff, put it on the MP3 player, and just play it for, you know.
That should be good quality output, but yeah, you're fixed.
Yeah.
If you had fixed things,
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with this, right? I mean, it's all canned, so you can't change anything. I did convince him to put stuff like some prefixes and some suffixes in it, so that we could try to make our own words, but the timings get a little funky on it, and it works, but it's not the best solution. This one, I mean, quality rise, there's a couple of the voices that are okay. Price wise, it's like right in the right price for a decent speech synthesizer. Do what?
Right in the sweet spot.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was saying, you know, I could buy 3 or 4 of these for the same price as one good one, and I wouldn't feel bad about leaving this in a project.
Yeah.
Where this is $60, I want to use it for something.
That's right. You can put it in the drawer.
You know, I throw that in a project, leave it in there. Who cares? It's $12, and I got 3 of them for the same price. So I got 2 more of them sitting there. But I think probably the actual real cheapest solution I've ever come across is probably a $2 MP3 player and a $5 SD card. And
yeah, that gets you what, 32 words? How many slots are there that you can program and retrieve?
I think it was 256.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was quite a few.
It's like a different track for each word.
Yeah, that's how I did it.
Okay.
So what's the cheapest one? You have the $12, did you say?
Yeah. I mean, an actual real speech synthesizer, $12. It's $12 and some change. I guess that's all we got. Speech synthesizer didn't take very much time.
Did the one
This
that went?
is mailbox theft here.
Oh, is that your mailbox?
My mailbox is to the right. I don't know if you can really see
right
it,
there.
but
Right.
that's the guy who took mail out of my mailbox. Did you have another question for?
Oh, when you get a minute. So were you able to identify it beyond that?
Nope. Looks like we're working on it. Looks like he comes back by. This is his regular time. I guess he saw no one was on the road, and I have an alarm on my mailbox to let me know when the mailman comes. 6:42 in the morning, it goes ding dong.
So the alarm is based on the opening of it, or how?
Yeah.
Okay. And then have you figured on putting a camera out there so you can see his license plate?
Well,
that'd be hard.
It's
Yeah,
this
right
this
down the
is
street.
I'm sorry?
It's got to be either down the. It's got to be. Oh, so
No, on
you'll
the
see when
mailbox.
he's going up the street. So when he's going up the
Oh,
street.
that'd be
Yeah,
on-
yeah,
well,
like-
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But you'd have to catch everyone.
Yeah.
And you
But
Can I get my little
but then
round
when
thing
when the
back?
mailbox opened, then you save that segment.
But you'd yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. No, it's not easy. I mean.
Yeah, you have to have power. The biggest problem I have here is the only reason I got him. I take a picture of every car that goes by on our street. At night you can't read it. You can't see it. It's a blur. In the day, after like 7 o'clock, 7:30, I get a good picture, and by noon I get nice crispy pictures. But when it gets dark, and I tried taking my Canon SX720, which is supposed to be a super duper camera, and in low light, nothing, blur, just like the cameras. So.
You said 6:42 in the morning. That was 7:42 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 6. That times off. There's another timestamp to the left, which is correct. There's a camera timestamp, and then there is the PC timestamp. This is the iSpy timestamp is the small one. The camera timestamp is a little weird. Sometimes I don't set them, and sometimes they're wrong, and blah blah blah.
So you're on the hunt.
I'm on the hunt, waiting for him to come by again. I saw the cops next door today. I think the lady next door may have passed or something, and the neighbors were over there. I'm telling you, I'm beginning to think our neighborhood is not that great, just saying. We're kind of off the beaten path a little bit.
Yeah. So people think they can get away with stuff.
Yeah, like chainsaws out of my garage.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
In the summertime?
Yep. It's cutting grass.
You were cutting grass?
I was cutting grass.
At that
when
moment?
Back. Yeah.
Oh, in the back, okay.
I know exactly when it happened. I was cut grass. Somebody who pays attention to what I do, and they caught me. I opened the door and cut grass in the back.
Wow.
We have like a couple of acres to
Now
cut.
that's an easy solution. Just a camera in your garage is easy. One of those.
I got cameras now, but
Oh, that would get it then.
I actually got him on camera coming back at another visit, but he had a Volvo and there was no tag on the front.
He didn't get out.
I didn't get the tag.
No, but he didn't get out of it.
Tag. He did get out.
You didn't.
I got a nice picture of him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Nice blonde, good-looking kid.
Well, you can put that on next. You heard of Nextdoor, haven't you? Nextdoor. It's an app that it's a community app.
Oh, okay.
Look at it. It's actually that is the only social media that I actually use really on a regular basis. But it's based in your area and it's called Nextdoor. Oh. And it's pretty neat because people that you know and people like a neighbor missing a dog or something like that. I mean, it works. It absolutely works. I mean, people make recommendations on lawn service, different things. But it's where Facebook is all over the world, and you can deal with this
I think
stuff.
My buddy is on Nextdoor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's me.
that's right. Yeah, really. That's right. Yeah, he keeps track of people. Like, but no, it's actually take a look at it. I think it's pretty nice.
Oh, okay.
It's just a good way to keep up what's going on with your neighborhood and stuff. Actually, I live in Westchester, and the police department actually posts. They post all the like the runs, the different runs. They post for all from the neighborhood, and they actually went away from how they used to do it to doing all the communication there. So if a road closure or anything like that is going to happen, it's put on Nextdoor. So it's to me it's just one of the best social media things that actually is useful.
Actually useful.
It's actually useful. Yeah, when they're doing the sobriety checkpoints, it's there.
I'm installing it now.
There you go. See? All you have to do is put your zip code in or something, and then.
It sounds like it needs an app that deploys a stop stick.
Yeah.
But here's the key issue: is it free? I'm just saying.
It is free.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's free. I wouldn't have brought it up if it wasn't free.
Oh yeah.
I know the group I'm in.
Some of us will spend money if we have to.
That's right.
If we have to.
If you have to.
He's speaking for himself. Sure.
Okay.
Just for whatever's. This is actually how you end up starting the command set to send to that cheap Chinese thing, and then it will send back a 4F hex 4F code when it's done talking. So it actually, I think, it talks at 9600 baud.
Same thing, yeah.
So you send it all this whole mess. These are the escape codes that like Deck Talk has.
Gotcha.
Only they're different. It's not. This isn't.
It's similar.
No, well, no.
Similar but different.
A lot different. So inside of this sketch, though, see the guy that actually did this, he didn't have any of this. I sat there and figured out what a lot of this did, and you can see I still have some question marks about some
So
of
this
it.
is the EMAC?
No, this is the cheap Chinese one. The EMIC is much easier to use. You just basically you send it an S and tell it to speak.
Okay.
EMIC is easy, but it's still text to speech. So you just put what you want it to say. If we changed H2 to H0, that's Chinese, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And why it's an H, I have no idea, but that's what it is. And the N1 tells it how to handle numbers. So N actually makes sense. G2 does something with how words are pronounced.
Right. And so the difference in the EMAC, you don't have to send that string every time. All you have to do is send S.
Once that string's actually set, I don't have to reset it.
Oh, okay, it does remember.
It does remember. But it's probably because of the way this thing works, it's probably better to send that string every time. You can see here, like where it says alarm tones, right here. I didn't send the whole entire string. I just sent portions of it. The M is for voices, and why M for voice and not V for voice? Because V is for volume, I think.
So, I'm sorry, which one's is this called? What is this called?
That's that X.
XFS 5152. See, V for volume. V3 is a soft. I put it on V1 and you could barely hear it, so it's really, really quiet. It will go to 10 for speaking really fast, but what I found, it's either the way it makes the sounds or whatever. I didn't notice much difference between an S1 and an S8 for the speed. I mean, it's a little different, but I really didn't notice a whole lot of difference. But there you go. There's some artificial voices, which I am not real sure how they generated these artificial voices, but they're calling them artificial voices. But basically, you send it up to the speech function, and then you go and you sit there and wait for it to finish. So it's not hard to use. It's a little more complicated.
Yeah, just the lack of documentation is always.
Yeah, if somebody else had not figured this out, it would still be in China. I wouldn't have one at my house because I've looked at them. I looked at this like a few years ago, and I went, nobody's figured out how to make this thing work yet, and there's no documentation. So I thought the price was right.
Yeah.
It's just if you can't document it.
Yeah, that's why I didn't buy it. Actually, usually I go on the China website. I'll look at the device, then I'll go to YouTube or do a search and try to find documentation. If I can't find documentation, I don't. I'm like,
well,
can't do it.
I mean, really, I didn't find documentation
So
either, but I found a guy who wrote a sketch.
Right.
From
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I mean, that's a start. Yeah. That's documentation, sort of.
Sort of. Would have been better if he actually had wrote down, what some of that actually did. I'm still taking a guess at some of it.
Yeah. But
My neighborhood doesn't exist. I gotta create a store.
oh, nobody's in your neighborhood. Oh, really?
You can be the pioneer.
Wow. You have to create it.
That's
People start joining.
A couple of groundhogs. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's why he's in a hole down there.
That's the boonies.
You can sit down the chainsaw.
Yeah,
And
I forgot.
You can't do that
I
if you
for-
roll down the hill.
I forgot to tell you, it's like you gotta have people in 10-mile radius. It can't be like one house in 10-mile
Oh,
radius.
yeah.
Oh. Okay, that's really all I got.
No groundhog. Groundhog don't count. Gotta have
Groundhog?
people, actual
I
people.
don't know if they can. Hey,
What if they're Microsoft
Game the
users?
first.
there you go.
Better
That'll
one.
do it.
Groundhog Microsoft.
I missed the first one.
Oh, you didn't hear the email?
Yeah.
It's yours. You can go. Or can you want me to do it?
Mark and Jeremy.
I can do it. I can do the emac
We didn't
real
hear the
quick.
first
You
one.
got the email?
Yep.
It's the best one, I think.
You heard it sing though, right?
Huh?
Did you hear it sing?
No.
Here,
They walk
here,
in.
Oh, you want to sing? Go ahead and get yours. Yeah. You want this power?
here. Just
Hook it up.
Well, I heard bicycle Belcher too. Was there
I
one
need-
before that?
I need your cable. Could you?
Oh yeah, I guess you did.
Yeah.
Jeremy is,
That's easy.
comes in late always. We encourage that.
We encourage it.
Early, you just walk out. We don't care. Come
So
here, walk
this
out,
is
we don't
this is the real difference. So
Oh,
how
speaker.
well documented that the EMEC is.
Speaker.
You don't need to do anything special for it. You just send it a print
All right,
statement,
killing me. You're killing me.
a command. These are just doing demos. So D demo 0 and S means speak. So you don't hear it say S, you hear it just speak the song. And then D1 is the demo, the song.
Hello everyone. My name is Emmett2. I am the next generation text-to-speech module created by Grand Idea Studio. I can change to one of 9 voices. For example, from Paul to Harry.
So sounds like Stephen Hawkins.
I
See,
can
no, yeah,
also
no, exactly.
increase
That's right,
my pitch
exactly.
and increase my pitch again.
Like who?
Then speak
Stephen
faster,
Hawkins.
and
That's
even
right,
faster,
that's
and even
right.
faster
He
again,
had,
and
he had
then go back
something to
to
do with
normal.
like the original
I
deck.
can even sing a song. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer too. I am half crazy, all for the love of you.
It's not the same without your
It
robot,
would
though.
be a
Lee.
stylish marriage. I
I'm
can't
actually going.
afford
I
the
pulled the robot out of
carriage,
storage,
but you
and
look sweet
a lot of the
upon
wires and
the
stuff
seat
had
of a
corroded
bicycle
from
built
sitting.
for two.
so I'm going to remove all the hardware that I have worked so hard to put in there, and I'm going to stick a Raspberry Pi in it. So it's going to be
remember,
an
we're doing
entirely
all-
different robot.
Yeah, okay. Remember, we're going to be doing multitasking. It's going to be a bummer. The distributed control was really worked good on that.
On other silly stuff in the news that's sort of related to the Raspberry Pi, Micro Center has opened up a new department. They have switches and buttons, joysticks, stuff for name cabinets. For $1,000, you can get an entire arcade cabinet. Not bad.
$1,000.
Yeah. That's the cabinet.
That's just the, yeah.
That's the cabinet with all the decals on it. That's a complete unit.
You have a
Okay.
screen?
That's
You get the screen. Is the screen with the cabinet?
I think so.
I think so. I think that would.
Walmart in Dayton sells a small arcade cabinet
Mhm.
for $300.
Really?
Yeah. It has to be emulated, but it's
Yeah.
got games on it and everything.
Hard to sneak up on Steve.
$300.
It's not bad.
The cabinet stands about yay tall. It's a little short cabinet.
Really?
I thought about grabbing one when I had $300, but I don't have $300
Do they
anymore.
have them in stock? And which one is it?
The one up by the Dayton Mall.
Dorothy Lane or?
No, it's right behind the Dayton Mall. It's
Oh, okay.
725.
yeah, it's not on 725, but it's
Okay.
I think I know where you mean.
right behind the Dayton Mall.
I need
Lions-
Steve.
is that
I haven't
Lionsgate?
been everywhere. I
No,
need
I
a
don't-
camera
I don't
to take
like
pictures of moving cars at night in low light conditions.
You need a big lens with low magnification, just to gather light.
Okay, and I need to screw into the front of a $25 camera.
Oh, I don't.
That makes it
I
more
wasn't
difficult.
worried about that.
Yeah, it's a CCTV.
I was just gonna say,
Actually, right now,
you know-
$99 at Walmart, they've got night vision scopes.
Aha.
You could adapt one of those onto the front of the camera.
On night vision and movement. See,
Yeah, that's true.
the problem is movement. You get low light,
Yeah.
and then you throw in movement.
Yeah,
You take a
flash.
picture. I got good low light imaging,
You know, you're,
but if it's moving,
the other difference is this
Well,
one
it's
has cereal
because
on
The CMOS
Right,
sensor
yeah, sure.
it, so it's easy.
doesn't
Yeah,
flip
yeah,
until
yeah.
enough
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was,
photons hit it.
it's a piece of
So
cake.
the brighter the light, the quicker it flips. You put a
You
big
give up-
lens on
you
it.
give
I
up
used to have a
Something for the $12.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah,
900
you know, and if
millimeter
you just
telephoto
plan,
lens.
I just
But
have
you
bigger
can crank
plans
it
for it,
down.
so
It was
sometimes I'm
only
willing
like
to spend
3
money
hours.
because I'm gonna put it
And it
into
was
service
big.
and let it
And when you
actually.
bring that
Well,
down
when
to
I-
something
when I
like
first
this,
bought that, it
35
was
millimeter slide,
specifically
that thing-
for that
it would do
robot.
Starlink
And
photography.
it was worth
I mean,
the
no
60
problem.
bucks.
Yeah.
Got his
But
interest.
need to find a
the
super
more I
big
progressed
lens
with
some
stuff, I
sort of
kinda-
adapter.
It
Yeah.
always is saying
And
this,
that's
or it
okay. I
always
can
says
strap a little
this.
camera on the
Yeah,
end
when I
of it.
start
I
looking-
could get away with,
Yeah,
You
when
saw
I
it,
start
you
looking
saw
at
it.
the
It's a-
stuff from
a flat surface sensor.
Yeah.
AliExpress, it was like,
Um,
I was like,
But I don't
I wasn't
inside.
sure. I mean, I
Go
was
with,
like, I don't know what I'm getting.
true.
So that's why I went to, when I got the Adafruit, I was like, okay, now I know what I'm getting. So, yeah.
The main in the morning.
I think that's part
It
of
won't
it,
make
too, right?
my day.
You get what, you,
Did I fire 5 shots or 6? Well,
Not
in
that
all
this
this
is-
confusion, I can't.
It's not,
You know,
yeah.
not that it's electronically, it may actually be inferior.
Yeah, yeah.
But you get documentation, you get good documentation.
Yeah, yeah.
English documentation.
Right.
Well, if the guy is stopped to pick something out of your mailbox, then there's the movement is.
That's the only reason I got a shot of him, really.
No, but I mean for his license plate.
Oh, yeah. Well, you'd have to have a camera. You can't have the camera.
I know
You'd
the
have
angle.
to catch it before he was there. He's going to be moving. He only stops when he stopped at the door. He didn't stop and, like, he comes up to the mailbox. The front of the car is up here.
Yeah.
No, you'd have to have the camera back a ways.
Yeah.
Or catch him from the back.
Yeah, you have to
I wonder
catch
if
Back
you
is
could-
better because they don't all have front.
That's
cameras.
true. That would save a lot of energy, too. You only trigger it when he's leaving. That's a good idea.
Or when he opens the is
When
it
he
your-
opens the mailbox, and then he's got to leave, I could flip it into movie mode and take something as he's leaving and catch the license.
Well, I mean, at the very instant he opens the mailbox, isn't that what your alarm is based on?
Yeah,
At the very moment he does it.
When
if
he
the-
opens the mailbox, the license plate is up here.
I know, but your camera would have to be even.
Behind
You
it.
can't do that.
Oh,
The
okay.
camera needs to be on the mailbox.
Oh, okay.
Because you got a state right of way on the road, and there's nothing out there. You see what I'm saying? You got a
Fake mailbox.
You can just put a stop sign
another
there.
fake mailbox.
Yeah.
I could put it on my neighbor's mailbox.
I don't know.
With friends.
Just get one of those fake bricks. You know, those fake bricks they put in
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Or one of those fake
Or a die
geese with fake.
Fake geese, yeah.
With eyeballs and like watching you.
What about I don't know how it would do in low light though. What about one of the small ESP 32 cameras? I mean, it would be small. You
I
could
need to be
conceal
able
it.
to
You could
trigger
conceal it.
Yeah. Do
But-
they do movie? Do they do?
You
click
could do
camera?
whatever. I mean, it's programmable, so you could do whatever you wanted to with it.
Oh, okay, but it's Wi-Fi.
The Raspberry Pi no IR is pretty good in low light.
Yeah, you could do the same thing with one of those.
Yeah.
So it's small, you could conceal it.
You gotta power it though.
As long as it's
The thing is, yeah, that's true.
The-
I
well,
need to
the-
trigger it, and I could do that. It all's got to fit in the mailbox with a battery and the camera.
But
and
you've
be
got
powered from
you've
the
got
inside.
a switch on your mailbox already, right?
With a blinking LED, a fake
It's
camera.
it's
aside
a,
from the mailbox with a blinking LED.
Hall effect.
Okay, so when you trigger when that triggers, just run that down into your device so
Yeah.
that it also sets one of the
camera
pins.
Turns the camera on, and I need to take 10 or 15 frames as he's leaving.
At least.
Yeah.
Well, to prove it in court, you'd want to take a picture as he's reaching in your mailbox.
Yeah. Well, if I'll have another, I got him driving up. I got a nice picture of him driving up the mailbox, so I can identify the vehicle. That it looks like this vehicle, and at this time, this vehicle was here at my mailbox, and it triggered this. Okay, it triggered this. When the mailbox opened, it triggered this other camera.
You'll do what they did in Jersey. You see that? What they're doing in Jersey with the Amazon packages?
They got a shotgun shell and
no, they put the GPS. They putting like GPS sensors in there, and they're putting those dummy packages, so people are picking them up, and the police is watching them. It's on the move. It's on the move. Go get them. Yeah. So it's
they're selling the kit that they have a shotgun
do
shell
that too.
in it that's had no pellets in it, and when they pick it up, it goes off.
You go to jail for that.
Well, it's just noise. It's not.
Oh, it's no okay.
It's not a real shotgun. It fires the shotgun shell without any bullets in it, which would be extremely loud.
Some of the game cameras with motion sensing have a flash. If you put that in the back of your mailbox,
I actually have two
when
of
the
them.
guy opens it, the flash goes off. First, it blinds him. That's a good thing. Second, you get a nice clear picture.
Well, the
as long as he
flash
doesn't
is
steal it
infrared,
too.
by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've seen them that are visible though.
Yeah, that's
I
not.
think that's just
that's
to
not
terrify
bizarre.
the rabbits.
Yeah. But yeah, that may be a way to do it. But it would be triggering every time, and again, it's motion.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this would get you when he's opening the mailbox.
Oh, okay.
And presumably his face is going to be right there.
Yeah.
At least his hand.
I don't want to need his face. I got the face of the guy that stole my stuff off the porch. I have his face. The guy that in the Volvo, I got his face. It's beautiful. I need his license plate, but yeah, that's some good ideas.
They can post those
Maybe
pictures
you
on
just
the
need
next
to
door.
move.
Yeah, see,
Send them
actually,
to the police.
actually,
Yeah.
that's what they
But
did
there's
that for a
nobody on my
bank.
next
One of the
door.
banks got robbed
Yeah.
in Westchester up on
That'll still
on
work on
Cox,
license plate.
and they actually did that.
Yeah.
They posted that
The movement,
on
though,
next
it's-
door,
it's
and
not real good
the police came back
If
and
I
said, "Thanks
catch
for
him
all the
before he
input. We
gains
got
any
him."
Speed,
So
there's like I got a Fox picture this week, and it's pretty blurry.
Yeah, it looks like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got it.
oh, he got it.
Anybody
right.
got anything for next week?
Well, I'm sure we could do something.
Yeah. Well, send me a mail message, and we'll get that. Because one of the things I need a mail message for is when you do it, I do want to get it up on Meetup to promote what we're doing as early as I can.
I didn't do that until late last night. So.
Oh, okay.
I did a long time ago. I didn't see it. I did
Send
it.
me an email message.
Huh?
Just tell-
I did. I sent it on this, and I think that's Saturday night or something.
You did?
Yeah.
He doesn't get emails from people.
Well, I don't
I was wondering why you didn't put it up there. I'm like, okay.
Well, let's see.
I said, okay.
Saturday night, huh?
Yeah, Saturday. I think it was Saturday night. It was Saturday night or
You are in
Sunday
the
morning.
spam.
Spam, and then went right into the